Hello listeners, good evening to all of you. Today I am going to talk about John Masefield's poem Sea Fever. Sea Fever. Before going into the text, let us have a sort of background to the poem. John Masefield was born in Ledbury in England. After attending school, King's School in Warwick, he went to sea at the age of 15 to have a training as a sailor. After spending some time in New York, he returned to England in 1897. His experiences of sea provided him the raw material, and he wrote poems based on his experiences on sea, and this made him famous as a sea poet. He published a book of sea poems called Saltwater Ballads. He published a book of poems, sea poems called Saltwater Ballads in 1902. In that book of poems, Sea Fever appeared. So this is the background of the poem, Sea Fever. Let us have a quick reading of the text. I must go down to the seas again. Let us say something about the word go. When the poem appeared in Saltwater Ballads in 1902, the word go did not appear there. Instead, there was I must down to the seas again. Masefield used the word down as a kind of verb. But later on, he inserted the word go as a kind of verb, and down then became adverb. Some of the published book had retained go as a kind of verb. But when the poem was originally published, when the poem first appeared in 1902 in Saltwater Ballads, go did not appear there. The expression was there, I must down to the seas again. So let us have a quick reading of the text. I must go down to the seas again, or I must down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. And all I ask is a tall sea and a star to steer it by. And the wheels kick, and the winds song, and the white sail shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with white clouds flying, is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flying spray, and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the girl's way, and the whale's way, where the winds like a wetted night. And all I ask is a merry yearn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep, and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. This is a poem of 12 lines. As you see, the first stanza comprises 4 lines, and the second stanza has 4 lines, and the third stanza has 4 lines. So each stanza consists of 4 lines, and this 4-line stanza is called quatrain. So in this poem we have 3 quatrains: quatrain 1, quatrain 2, quatrain 3. And if you look at the rhyme scheme here, you'll see that the first line rhyme with the second, and the second line, third line rhymes with the fourth. So A, B, B. A similar rhyme pattern is there in the second stanza, you will see tied, denied, CC, flying, crying, DD. And also the similar pattern is there in the third quatrain, life, knife, and rover, over. So E, okay, this is the rhyme pattern, and the poem is written in iambic heptameter. Iambic heptameter. I'll talk about it later on. Iambic heptameter. So 7 feet are there in a heptameter line. 7 feet are there. If you look at the scansion of the first and second line, you see I must. This is 1 foot. I must 1 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 feet are there. In each and every line, you will find 7 feet. Heptameter, and the predominant meter is iambic. So iambic heptameter is there. I will talk about it later on. Now let us look at the thematic preoccupation of the text. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. The use of the auxiliary must suggests that the poet feels a compulsion, an obligation, an inner urge to embark on a sea voyage. And the word again suggests that this is not for the first time he's going to embark on a sea voyage. He had the previous experience of sea voyage. As I have already said, at the age of 15, John Masefield went to sea on a large sailing sea. So he had the previous experience, and from that previous experience, his previous experience was so sweet. He loved the sea's life so intensely, so deeply, that now at the present moment, when he has retired as a sailor from the sea, he once again wants to embark on a sea voyage, and he feels an intense urge, a strong desire, a fascination, an intense longing to embark on a sea voyage once again. To the lonely sea and the sky, obviously, see the place which is far away from human habitation, and it is not crowded, lonely sea and the sky. When you are on a ship in sea, the two things that will become prominent and they will mainly notice, is the sea, the vast expanse of the sea, and the sky. These are two things that are visible when you are on a ship. No human society, no human beings. I will feel lonely there. You will be away from human society, human civilization. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer by. And to make that kind of sea voyage successful, the poet wants two simple things, not the complicated things as we want in our everyday life. He only wants two things. The first thing is he wants a tall ship. Tall here means a strong and sturdy ship, a well-built ship, so that a ship which is well-built, which can withstand the stormy, turbulent condition of sea, and a star to steer by. A star here obviously is the pole star, the North Star. If you think of the ancient time, the sailors, the mariners, had to depend solely on the pole star to a certain direction at night. So the poet, as a pure lover of nature, wants the pole star as a kind of guide to guide her ship properly, to give a proper direction to her ship. And the wheels kick, and the wind song, and the white sail shaking, the use of conjunction is there, excessive conjunction has been used here, and to give emphasis to the kind of experience the poet will be subject to. He will have these experiences. The wheels kick and the wind song. To steer a ship, we need to guide a ship to in proper direction. We need the steering wheel. And if the sea is stormy, if the weather is bad, if the sea is turbulent, sometimes the wheel spins out, the steering wheel spins out of control. So there is a backlash the strike from the wheel's kick. So the kind of sea that the poet wants is turbulence, a stormy sea, not a quiet, peaceful sea, which is as placid as a mill pond. He wants a stormy sea, full of waves. If you look at the literal meaning of the wheel's kick, look at this particular writing that I have written for you, for your better understanding. Your sudden left wheel's kick means sudden left and right jerk of the wheel. Wheel here, steering apparatus or helm. This kind of sudden left and right jerk happens when the wheel spins out of control, when the sea is turbulent. So the kind of sea that the poet wants to have is a turbulent sea, not a placid, quiet kind of sea. Let me quote another poem. Some of the lines of another poem, which was published in Saltwater Ballads, the book Saltwater Ballads. Let us have a reading of some of the lines. Listen very carefully. Some of the lines we see is a poem from another poem from Saltwater Ballads. The name of the poem is Wanderer's Song. Oh, I am tired of brick and stone. The poet is tired of his cozy, comfortable stay at home. Oh, I am tired of brick and stone. The heart of me is sick for wintry green. The heart of me is sick for wintry green, unquiet sea. The wheels kick, unquiet sea. The poet wants the unquiet sea in a Wanderer's Song. Turbulent sea, stormy sea, the realm of Moby Dick. And I will be going from the rolling of the wheel. And I will be going from the rolling of the wheel. For a winds is in the heart of me. Winds is in the heart of me. The stormy wind is in the heart of me. And a fire is in my heels. There is a kind of fire in my heels, so that I cannot rest at a particular place. I cannot rest confined to the comfortable atmosphere, stagnant atmosphere of home. So this is another poem from Saltwater Ballads. The name of the poem is Wanderer's Song. I quoted some of the lines. And the wheels kick and the wind song. The sound of the wind, which is blowing very strongly, the gale, the kind of sound that the wind produces is very much sweet to the poet. So he wants to listen to the song of the wind and the white sail shaking. Obviously, the ship the poet would like to have is a kind of a ship which has sails, not the modern kind of ship which has modern machinery, navigation machinery. So there is white sails which will be shaking because of the strong winds, white sails shaking. And a grey mist on the sea's face and a grey dawn breaking. This is another phenomena of the marine life. A grey mist is there when the day is breaking, when the day starts. A cover of a mist, a cloth of mist covers the surface of the seas. And this is a fascinating experience, fascinating sight to the poet. He wants to enjoy very early in the morning the grey mist on the sea space, on the sea surface, and a grey dawn and the starting of a new day. So these are fascinating experiences. These are the features of a marine life that the poet wants to experience once again. The whales kick, the wind song, sweet song, and the setting of the white sails, and the mist, grey mist, which is there, which is descending over the surface of the sea. So, in the first stanza, the poet expresses his desire to set out, embark on a sea voyage. Sorry. The second stanza once again start with the same clause, same sentence. I must go down to the seas again. So the poet feels such an urge that he repeats the expression, I must go down to the seas again. This means that this repetition suggests the kind of inner urge, the kind of fascination, the kind of passion the poet feels for the sea life, for the marine life. Repetition is a kind of foregrounding. If you look at stylistics in linguistics, this repetition, these lines, two lines are repeated in order to draw our attention to the particular fact that to the poet's fascination for sea. In order to bring into focus, this repetition has been done. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. Call of the running tide, this kind of expression is there in other saltwater ballads. Running tide, sea wind. For the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call. The call, the invitation of the waves of the sea is a wild call, is a call which is irresistible, is an irresistible call, a call that cannot be resisted by the poet. And a clear call, it's a distinct call, there is no ambiguity in that kind of call. That may not be denied, that may not be ignored, rejected by the poet. So, to the poet, it seems that the running tide, the sea waves are calling the poet, are enticing the poet to embark on a sea voyage, and the poet cannot but respond to that kind of call, irresistible call. And all I ask, the poet is so much fascinated with the sea marine life that he repeats the expression, all I ask. All I ask is a windy day with white clouds flying. Asks, it's a windy day, a day full of winds. So he wants a very speedy journey. If there is wind, strong wind, the sea will sail very speedily. So he wants to have a speedy journey, and with the white clouds flying. Of course, he wants the weather to be clear, not a very, a weather in which he cannot have control over the sea, with white clouds flying. Stormy weather, a weather very much under control of the sailors, with white clouds flying. And the flying spray, and the blown spume, and the seagulls cry. Right? And the flying spray, flung, to throw an object very forcefully. Fling means to throw an object very forcefully. And spray is tiny droplets of water. So flung spray, look at the meaning of the expression flung spray. Spray, small drops of flying water. Small drops of flying water. So flung spray means small drops of flying water which has been thrown, right? And blown spume, blown means driven by wind, and spume means foam, right? Uh, and the flanks spread, and the blown spume, and the seagulls crying, So, the poet here creates an atmosphere where we can actually feel, where we can, as a reader, feel that we are there on the sea, flung spray, as if the droplets of tiny water is spraying on our body when we are standing on the mast. And the blown spume, spume means foam, blown spume, driven by wind. So foam is being created when the waves are dashing onto the ship and the seagulls crying. The kind of creatures that we find, the kind of birds that we find on sea, in a sea is seagulls. And the poet very much loves the crying of seagulls and these kind of experiences, the spark spray and the blown spume. So the second stanza repeats the same theme and adds some of the features of marine life, like the flung spray and blown spume, and there are a lot of visual imagery, sensory and auditory imagery to make the reader have a kind of feel of the marine sea life. The third stanza once again begin with the same expression, I must go down to seas again. This repetition once again suggests the kind of fascination, the kind of excitement the poet feels at the anticipation of the sea voyage. I must go down to the seas again, to the fragrant gypsy life, nomadic life of a gypsy, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the winds like a wet night. The reference to the use of the expression like fragrant gypsy life and the gull's way and the whale's way suggests that the poet wants to enjoy a life of a wanderer, enjoy the life of endless freedom and independence while he was wandering on the sea. There is no kind of restriction, there is no kind of bounded duty on him. He can do whatever he wants to do. This is a life of absolute freedom. So he wants to lead a gypsy life on sea. And like the gulls and the whales are famous for their long journey, and the gulls is a kind of